It's connecting now. And we'll be live in a minute.
What's up, everybody? This is Shauna 6000 with the Gamer Tube.
And this is Alex at the Linux Tube. How are we doing, guys?
Did you forget who you were for a second?
You know what, man? Sometimes that happens,
It's
man.
one of them days.
Old people, man.
Old people problems. Need some stronger coffee over there.
Hey, by the way, speaking of stronger coffee, on the channel, you can go to the shopping section there and you can pick up a nice coffee cup right here, just like this, man. And water bottles, hats, t-shirts, all that good stuff, man, at the linuxtube.shop.
Little product placement there, huh?
Hey, it's my channel.
And you're using it too.
That's
so
right.
It's not even just a prop.
No, and you know what? And when you get your store up and running and stuff, you know, we'll let you guys, you know, let you do that too, man. We'll promote you there.
All right.
But yeah, don't forget, guys, if you are a member of my channel and you guys like gaming or interested in gaming in any way, shape, or form, go visit Sean over at the Gamer Tube at, you know, 6,000 Sean has 6,000 on YouTube, and you know, join his page. You know, subscribe to him, man.
Thanks, man.
He could use some love, guys.
I've been running for about a month. I'm still kind of figuring out which direction I want to take my videos and fine tuning, you know, to get there. But some of them are pretty entertaining. I got some good videos on there right now. So come check me out, the Gamer Tube. Anyways, what's going on today, man?
Not much, man. First, you know, man, how was your day?
It was good. I got a job interview with the post office, so I'm going to be going postal.
You're gonna go postal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Driving truck for the post office.
I don't have any job interviews. I'm simply just doing me, you know, at my steady old, everyday, mundane steel worker job. So, other than that, nothing much new.
I called you today and I couldn't even hear you.
What do you mean you couldn't
that
hear me?
machine was stamping them out.
Oh, bro, I was pumping.
I called you right after lunch break and it was like, pa-ching, 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 pa-ching. You must be doing like those little 3-inch plates or something.
Yeah, I was pumping them out.
Flat bar plates.
Yeah, I was cutting. I think it was 3/8 by 1.
That was so loud.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyhow, no, that's about it, man. That's all from me, man. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little. Our podcasts are gonna, you know, basically be a mix of Linux news and gaming news. You know, I mean, I think
Technology.
yeah, technology
Tech
and anything
news.
else that anybody else in the chat would like to talk about for sure, you know, is definitely in there. We have nobody in the chat right now.
Hello, World Wide Web. Wake up.
Wake up, guys.
It's like prime time, isn't it? Everyone's still in traffic, probably.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, we could use this also to time to kind of set up and, you know.
Yeah. True that, true that.
Yeah, and see what's going on.
I'm playing Grand Theft Auto in the background just in case, like, gets really boring. No.
And I could watch you play Grand Theft Auto and be amazed.
That'd be a great YouTube, huh?
Well, haven't you done a Grand Theft Auto video yet?
Yeah, I made a few of them. I'm trying to figure out what to focus on, Fortnite or Grand Theft Auto. They're both so popular and have so much content. A lot of the guys say just to focus on one game instead of what I was doing in the beginning, making, you know, going through my library of all the games that I love and stuff. Like, I need to just focus on one game, get really good at it, and, you know, show tricks and secrets and stuff like that for just one game, and then I'll get a lot of return viewers that way.
Yeah,
I'll have a playlist of just Grand Theft Auto, you know, have 20 videos for just the one game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
So that's kind of what I'm focusing on now.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the thing, man. You know, and it's kind of interesting that you talk about that, because the truth is, in the content creation world, people don't have a idea so much. I mean, the viewers actually, I mean, I'm sure they understand that there's a lot of work that goes into
what we go
creation,
through,
but
yeah.
I don't think that they don't understand the actual time that it actually takes and how, you know, tedious it is, you know, to come up with content.
Just setting up the equipment, you know, but then there's everything else on top of it.
Yeah.
Coming up with an idea, you know.
It's really funny because I watch a lot of, you know, one of my favorite, you know, podcasters and actual YouTube content creators is Matt over at the Linux Cast, and I love watching when he does his podcast and his live streams. It's always funny to hear what broke in the background for him because it's always something. Like for me, getting your camera to come on onto the screen
for some reason.
For some reason, it was playing hell. It's really wild how that happens. It's like so frustrating. And if there was B-roll of us screaming and cussing and ranting and raving about it in the background, it'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
We could probably sell that.
The
crap.
making of.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, because it's like, in a movie, you have departments that are responsible for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so you can like, hey, camera, we need camera on scene because, camera's down or whatever. And people come and help out, man.
You get to be like Mr. B status. And
yeah, exactly.
You hire a whole crew.
Or Linus at Tech Tips, LTT, But I mean, we're not nowhere
Does he
near
have a whole
that
crew
status.
or something?
Bro, he's got, man, he owns an actual media group, man.
Okay, that's right. Okay. He has employees.
He has employees. He has divisions to his stuff.
Yeah.
He's sponsored. I mean, he's where everybody, I think, wants to be at in this world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's making content about tech stuff. Yeah, I mean, they're sending him stuff to test, and he's got a whole, producers, writers. He's got everything. They're working for him, man. It's awesome. So anyhow, I guess we'll go ahead and start with your gaming news. So go ahead and give us a little rundown on what you got going on.
Everybody's talking about
topic you want to talk about.
Yeah, everybody's talking about Hogwarts. That's the biggest thing right now. It had a lot of controversy because of things the writer said, and the LGBT community tried to block it. And there was all that before the game even came out. But now, I mean, it's just their stock just overtook Tesla. Just the game is so
Holy
popular.
shit, took over Tesla?
Warner Brothers stock, because of this game coming out, is bigger than the S&P, bigger than Tesla.
Is this game
growing?
Has this game been waiting for a while? I mean, have they been promoting it for a while?
They super polished it. They waited a long time to drop it. It didn't need updates right away. Like a lot of games rush to come out. And the online hasn't even dropped yet. So it's right now, they're still working on that the same way Grand Theft Auto did, and some of the bigger games, wait to do that after the main game comes out. Make sure there's no bugs and fixes with the online community or the gaming community. But yeah, it's everybody's talking about it. It's the big thing right now. I don't have it. Obviously, I haven't played it yet, but it looks pretty fantastic. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I grew up with them and stuff and watched them all, but now I'm rewatching them with my kids. My daughter actually read the books, and
so I was gonna say, when you
played
talk
the
about,
Lego one, but
yeah, when you talk about Harry Potter, most of the age group when it came out have now gotten into like adulthood for the most part,
and they're the ones buying the game.
Yeah,
probably.
Right.
The 30, 40-year-old dudes and females that want to live in that world, and you get to ride the broomstick and use the spells, and you can either be good or evil. It's an open world where you can take it anywhere you want. And it looks just fantastic. So yeah, that's my main bullet point for the show. Was I wanted to talk about that and give them kudos.
Cool.
The studio that brought that out.
Oh, who was the studio that brought it out?
I don't even know, but I know it's only on Xbox and
take your time and look it up, man.
Right now, so I don't know if it's gonna be
so
everywhere or not. But
one of the things I wanted to talk about is Gnome 44, the desktop environment that's usually found in like Ubuntu, also Fedora. Those guys, they just released 44 into beta testing. And they've made some changes to it. They're doing a GTK port of the Epiphany, and they're implementing some new preferences in Epiphany. Also, they're going to give you the ability to resize remote desktops in GNOME Connections, which is like a VNC connection and stuff like that. Also, the font viewer app got improved with better navigations. And they've improved on low power notifications, capitalizations of systemd notifications, and refreshed the UI for GNOME. So
wow,
they've done a little bit of polishing to it, and so it's gonna. I mean, GNOME actually, I would say from 40 42, the end of 42 to the beginning of 43 has gotten to be really polished. I mean, it really became a good desktop, that was actually very nice. I mean, it's always been a good desktop. I'm not trying to knock it in any way, shape, or form, but it just wasn't for me. But I tell you what, man, they've done some improvements to it, and at the end of 42 and the inception of 43, that kind of, made me, think twice about it a little bit. And then 44, if they keep doing what they're doing and improving it the way they're improving it, and these improvements that they've made right here, are really going to make it stand out a little bit more and polish it up a whole lot more, which is going to be attractive. And so one of the things too that I want to talk about in Gnome is that I think Matt over at the Linux Cast, maybe DT, I think it was Matt, did a video on actually using Gnome with keyboard shortcuts is just as effective as using a window manager. So they've even got that part that is doing well.
Pretty neat.
It's meant to be used with more keyboard shortcuts than actual point and click of a mouse. So I think that's something to look forward to, and I like to put that on people's radar. So
way cool, man.
Yeah,
something you're gonna have to review later on when it comes out. And
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And also another thing that came out that everybody's been talking about was the Plasma 5.27, which improved support for Wine and Wayland as well, and they fixed a bunch of bugs in it. And then there was also some customization things that I've seen or read about actually, and I haven't had a chance to really review anything with it. So I'm planning on doing a distro review of that as well, just to showcase the 5.271, Plasma.
Where do you get your news on stuff like that? You get like just a feed that comes on your phone. You have Google specifically tailored.
You can't talk to me like I can't type.
Stuff like that, Or it just pops up on your feed.
I get, believe it or not, I have many places. I'm always, I love Linux so much, man. I'm constantly reading. Constantly.
Okay.
I'm constantly reading somewhere.
It's not automatically popping up. You're looking stuff up.
No. Actually, I'm getting ready to say, because I'm so into watching so many videos and reading so many things that, how your phones always are tracking you with all that telemetry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes on
watching
like when I have Brave browser, and when I click on, any type of thing there for search, I get suggested things. You know what I mean? And so I get a lot of them through those suggestions. Some of them are videos that I'll hear a quick blurb on, and I'll just go in and DuckDuckGo it, and I'll catch videos from it, that get suggested to me in the search. Also, another thing is I get a lot of subscribers that actually ask me, what is it that I'm, what can I review, or hey, have you checked this out, or what is it that is my opinion on something?
Wow, okay, that's pretty cool.
And sometimes it's stuff I haven't heard of, and I'm like, yo, bro, let me check it out.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, there is so much. Linux is so expansive that there is so much content out there for you to make on it. That
stuff that even goes over your head sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you have different groups of people with different over I think there's like 600 or something like that, somebody said, distributions of Linux out there, different distributions. So I mean, there's always something new going on. There's always something being changed. Developers are how many developers I talk to. There's lots of developers that talk to me, and and I've reviewed their distros, and they keep me in the inform of stuff that's going on and stuff. And so I'm always, hearing of new things that I could do, so that's where I get all my info.
Right on.
What about you?
Yeah, I will hear things on the news and then end up looking it up, or, I know when a game's going to be coming out. Mm-hmm. After playing the first one, there's a sequel coming out, or you just hear buzz about that in the gaming world.
Right.
The other game I wanted to talk about was the new Sons of Forest that just came out.
And what's that based on?
And it's a survival game. You're in the middle of the woods. The first one that came out was a big hit on Steam, and It's on PlayStation 4 and I think Xbox. So it's out there on every format. Pretty much a plane crashes in the middle of the woods,
Right.
and your son gets kidnapped. And you're just all but you can chop down trees and use rocks and everything around you to build a fort and build traps and build weapons, and it's a total sandbox game. And you end up running into cannibals.
Okay,
Spoiler
so-
alert!
so-
There's cannibals
So
and monsters.
I'm not a gamer. You know that. I'm a lightweight gamer. I'm just not my generation's thing, right? And you just said something that I know nothing about. I've never heard it till you just said it. What is a sandbox game?
Open end. You can play. You play in a box. You put yourself in this world, and anything you want, you can use.
So you're talking like Skyrim, Oblivion.
So that's more of RPG elements. You can't really use everything, but yeah, you can. Grand Theft Auto is a sandbox.
Oh, okay.
Crackdown for the Xbox was sandbox. It's like open ended. There's
Need for
you don't
Speed.
have to.
No, because Need for Speed, you could use anything.
You don't have to.
You only got cars.
You don't have to follow a certain linear path. You can go anywhere, do anything. So yeah, Skyrim would be considered sandbox. And you can use things in the environment.
Mhm.
You can create new things.
So I played. I think the last thing I played was Elder Scroll. Well, not the last thing, but
Morrowind.
Yeah, Morrowind, Elder Scrolls.
Great game.
And you could actually use a lot of things in there too. You could scavenge for all kinds of crap.
Yeah.
But you didn't like build houses out of wood that you chop down or anything like that. Can you do that in this game you're talking
In
about?
Fallout you can, and then in this in the Forest games you can. Forest 1 and then Sons of the Forest that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the story is that like you've reunited with your son and he's older now, and for some reason they're trapped again, or if it's a new family, I'm not sure. But it got like 2 million downloads off Steam in the first 2 weeks. People have been waiting.
2 million downloads off Steam?
Just on Steam. Yeah, that's not even people that own consoles. That's just Steam usage. Was 2 million in the first 2 weeks, which must be like a record because I keep hearing it everywhere. I haven't researched into that far what that beats out, what kind of top games, but that's a huge number. And it's
That's
winter.
Beyond huge.
It's winter time, so everyone's playing games.
But
yeah. It's people have been waiting for this for a long time, and it looks amazing. All the videos I've watched, I want to get my hands on it. I'd love to review it and get into it, but like I said, I'm still playing the first one. I made it like 10 minutes and was just like blown away by how diverse and deep it really is. I need like a week off of work just to like really dive into it. It's one of them games that I wish I had it when I was a kid, when I didn't have a life, and
Right.
you can really like spend all your time having mom make you meals and you just sit there and play video games. But now I got to make meals for others, so it's
daddy issues, brother.
Things
Daddy
are
issues.
different.
A different kind of daddy issue.
I only get a half an hour at a time, and that's not enough to really dive in and like learn the world and be excellent at it. It's you really have to devote your time to some of these games to really be good at it, or else you're not really getting the full experience. You're not. Half an hour at a time just isn't enough.
Yeah, I think that would be the toughest part about doing your kind of content, is that you really got to spend a lot of time in that. So basically, when you're not working, you're gaming and learning and writing stuff down. And then I often wonder how much that'll take away from the actual enjoyment of the game.
Right. And I don't want to lose that about my passion for video games. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Like guys that turn into fishboat captains, they end up just hating fishing. And that would just, I could never take people out. I've talked to people and they'll take someone out fish and the person won't touch the fish after they catch it. They're like, ew, that's so gross. Or, and it's just like, what are you doing out here catching fish? You can't even, you're not going to eat it. You can't touch it. It's like, but yeah, so you end up losing the love when you're doing it every day, or I just want to keep enjoying what I do.
I actually had, that concern when I started the channel for the Linux Tube. I had that same thing. I love Linux. I get home, I use Linux. I love crashing Linux and fixing it. I love compiling stuff. I love doing all those things.
Yeah, you did that for my computer to get caffeine to work, or
Yeah, exactly.
you had to crash it just to get it to work.
Yeah,
It was like,
I love doing that kind of stuff. What I
Yeah.
mean? That's my thing. And I was afraid, and I think that might have been one of the reasons why it took me so long to actually start the channel, was because I was afraid that if I did that and made it a full-time thing that was constantly taking time away from me, that it would be difficult for me to enjoy it. And I was afraid I was going to lose my love,
Yeah.
And so,
When it turns into a job.
yeah, that's why it took so long, because I wanted to actually start my channel probably about, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? Maybe about a year before the pandemic is when I first
Oh wow.
started hearing about, well, not hearing, but that was when I first had people that I've been helping tell me, you should start a channel. You
Yeah.
should start, so much about this. You've converted me to this. You've taught me
Other
so much.
people would say that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would tell me that, and I was like, they put the bug in, and so that's when I really thought about it. And then, of course, when you get my age and you're starting to look at a more passive, I guess, revenue of stream of revenue, this is actually a wonderful way of doing it. For helping you, supplement retirement, and so that's what really made me want to do the push. But honestly, I have not lost my zeal. I still love using Linux every
That's
day.
great. Yeah.
And, I am looking forward to retiring and making even more videos.
It's
When-
kind of cool how we can expand it to this and making a video about building a computer. And it's not only Linux. I mean, that's been your bread and butter to get you started. But now we're doing a podcast together about something different, or putting our own ideas together, and then it could always grow.
Oh yeah,
You're
you
not-
can take it anywhere. I mean,
Right.
Especially the podcast. They can go. Ideally, we want to talk about. Most of our users are going to want to hear more Linux and game stuff. But I mean, technically, we could talk about whatever we want on a podcast. And just
Yeah.
call it something else. And
Me
do
and you
whatever.
just chopping it up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big deal. And, we chop so easily. It's just, awesome. So one of the other things I want to talk about was Linux Mint 21, and
Ooh.
they're
There's
enabling.
21 mints then?
Huh?
There's 21 updates?
That's right, man. That
That's
hotel maid has been busy putting mints on your pillow.
Okay.
No, it's Mint 21.2, and what they have done is which is kind of interesting, because Mint is actually based on Ubuntu, right? There's
Right.
two types of Linux Mint, right? You've got the Ubuntu based one, and then the LMDE, Linux Mint Debian Edition, right?
Okay.
And so what's interesting about the Linux Mint regular one, not the Debian edition, but the Mint one, is that it's actually promising and wanting to give better support for flat packs. And that was a read that 9 to 5
That's
Linux,
great.
9 to 5
I love the flat
9
packs.
to 5 Linux is a great place, and this is where I read this article at. And what's awesome about that is Ubuntu, what it's based off of, actually is killing support for flat packs and only wants their snapd, their snaps installed on it, right? So I think that's the one thing that stood out to me in that whole Linux article, was that they're doubling down on flat packs, while Ubuntu's doubling down on snapd and removing any support for flat pack. That, to me, that's just a sign of the fracture, because a lot of people have talked about how Cinnamon has been fractured and fracturing away, and that's why they started moving towards the Linux Mint Debian Edition, to try to break their dependency on Ubuntu. And to me, that is pretty much what I would consider a shot across the bow to Ubuntu, saying, yeah, you know what, we don't need this anymore, And so that, to me, was interesting to read on that. Also, just the article also goes on to mention that they've actually improved faster, file management. So their file manager is a little bit more snappier and doing what it does for you. Although, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't know. I'm not such a stick in the mud over how fast my file managers are. What I am sticking in the mud about is how, a lot of the modern day file managers have thumbnails and stuff like that. When you hover over, items and stuff, you can kind of see what it is. And there's a few of them that are just now getting it, but I think it was like, what was it, Nemo? I think one of those file managers, but it was one that was used in Ubuntu, who's been around forever and is backed by lots of big bucks that they could have figured out how to get like thumbnail previews done way before now, and they just recently got it. And they've been out like what 20 plus years.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's taken them a long time, whereas other newer distros that may be a year old, year and a half old have had that since they started. So, I mean, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not, as far as the speed of which, the file manager works, I'm not too upset. I mean, I'm pretty patient about that because, you could put anything like Linux Mint right now or Linux 20 point whatever on a Ryzen, 5, 7, 8, 9, whatever, or an Intel i7, i9. And if it opens a few milliseconds too much slower than like blazing speed of what it is, then, you're really not noticing it. At least not in my opinion, I don't know how you are about your tech and how, fast things operate. But I mean, to me, that was not a big deal, But either way, that's an improvement that they made.
I ordered memory for that other tower I got and just seeing if that's going to fix it up. Updating to 32 gigabytes.
Are you still having freezing issues?
No, not at all. I don't know what that was that day, but I was able to render a file and then, OBS was working fine. I recorded like 3 videos at home. I just don't have the internet speed to upload them, after the fact, but I have the processing power. It takes a little bit longer.
Well, it's because you live out there where Sasquatch hunts.
Down dirt roads and cougars and Sasquatches and old cowboys with rifles and that's how I like it, man.
People that just don't want to deal with society.
high speed internet. Yeah,
apparently.
People that don't need that
cool it's not cool to be a techie or a game guy out there, huh?
Nope.
Not conducive at all.
No, definitely not. So, but yeah, I got myself a external hard drive and transferred, 3 or 4 videos onto there. After it took me 2 days to upload one from home, my upload speed was.
Dude, you were still on dial-up, man.
Yeah, my upload speed is in kilobytes, not megabytes. It was like 8.3 kilobytes or 800. I can't remember the number, but I was like, showed my kids that, and we were laughing about it. How slow that actually is. But yeah, it took 2 days to upload a 20-minute video, and so I decided just to bring it here, or go to the library, or do something until I could get something else. So,
that is
I want to do this.
Hilarious.
I want to do the satellites with Elon Musk, but it's
you're talking about Starlink?
He just upped the price to $150 a month. You got to pay $500 for the equipment, and then $150 a month. It's like Comcast right now is $25 a month for the next 2 years. If you're a brand new customer.
I just got a notification for the Starlink is available over in the Philippines where my wife is at. And,
nice.
And my second house is at, and
for $150 a month, or what's
the rate there? I think it was $47 a month.
US?
Yeah.
Or something. Wow. What the heck? Why? How could they do that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because they're it's a little bit more of an economically depressed country than
or there's
the
not
US.
Enough. There's not the need for it there.
Right. Exactly. And there's not a lot of people that are going to use it so much. So he's trying to entice people to start joining it, and then he's going to jack up the prices on them, I guess. I don't know.
Because what internet do they have there usually?
The world's worst freaking dial-up right now.
Oh, it's dial-up over there?
Well, no, it's not dial-up. I'm kidding. It should be.
Okay.
Right now, we get over there cable, high-speed internet. You want to know? It's 1,000 pesos, which I think is something like $30 a month or $20 a month, something like that. And it's 6 megabits up or down. That's it. 6 megabits.
Okay. Yeah, mine's 3
Yeah, 6 megabits. So it's
for
what?
75.
Wait. Are you telling me that my internet in the Philippines is faster than your internet?
It is. That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, mine's 3.
Are you kidding me? I mean, but what
mine's
do you
3 megabytes per second.
No, wait.
I think it's $55 a month.
What are you paying for? I mean, what are you like my internet? I think I pay $45 a month. I'm grandfathered in, and I get like 100 megabit or something like that.
Mine's 55
Yours is 55
a month. Yeah, and
but what's the max speed that you're paying for?
3 megabytes per second. That's all that's guaranteed. That's what they tell you.
No, you serious? They only guarantee you for $55 a month 3 megabits?
Yeah, it's through a telephone line. It's not high speed.
Yeah, it's DSL, digital subscriber line.
Yeah. So it is what it is, and that's all you can get out there. Those are the only choices besides the satellite. They got the Blue Max or whatever that company is, and then Starlink, and those are the only choices. That's what all my neighbors have. That's what it is, man. That's our friend Fraser from work. That's what he was dealing with. That's why he went with Starlink, because he has a family.
So why don't you get the Starlink RV?
Because it's $150 a month. And that's
not the RV. It can't be $150.
It is, yeah. It's $500 for the equipment. That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe that's why they're charging $150 a month was for the RV, because RV is technically recreational vehicle stuff. And if you got the money to own an RV and go camping around the world or wherever you're going,
even the home one is that much. That's the new rate.
The residential's that much?
Yeah. That's the new rate. They just came out. It was 100, and then it was 120, and now it's 150. I was like, 120 I could do, and then even for people that already have it, he upped it for everybody.
So is it also a contract deal?
I don't think so. No, there's no contract, but you own the equipment and you can't transfer it to anybody. You can't sell the equipment. You're stuck with the equipment, whether you like it or not. Even if you don't have the service, you can sell it. You can't sell it to anybody because there's no transferring it to another address. They've turned off the transfer feature. In the beginning, you could transfer it. If you didn't like it, you could test it out and then sell it on Marketplace or whatever and transfer it to another customer. But now they turn that off. And it's like, so you're stuck with $500 little dish that you're not even going to use. And a lot of people have a hard, it loses power at night or loses its bandwidth if there's clouds, and there's all these problems with it. Our friend Fraser, he seems to like it a lot.
Well, he was telling me the other day he was actually getting like 100 megabits down on it.
Yeah,
no problem. He
bought a big pole for it and put it 20 feet up in the air or something.
Yeah, well, he lives out there where you live at with the Sasquatches hunt, and he's basically had no line of sight. That's the thing about satellite. If people are going to install satellite TV in any way, shape, or form, understand.
Right, you did that for a living, right?
Yeah, I did that for a long time.
That's why a lot of people put it on their roofs, and you have to
have line of sight.
Yep.
You have to have line of sight, and any trees, and a lot of people figure, oh, I got this little tiny window that I could shoot it through. But here's the thing: when you got 100-foot fir and it blows in the wind, it's going to occlude that, and that's when you start getting loss of signal, pixelation,
right?
All that.
Which is super annoying when you have dish.
Yeah, and
it'll
so
cut out, and yeah.
So him doing that with that putting on a pole probably jumped the speeds up a lot.
It did, yeah. It would work in the daytime, but then prime time. At night, when you get home from work, it drops down to 20 megabytes or whatever it is. And he's got 2 kids that are streaming, and they all watch different TVs, typical American family. Everyone has a TV in their room. But he loves it, but I can't afford that. I'm a single family income. I just don't see, maybe in the future I'm going to have to. If I want to keep doing this YouTube thing, I'm going to have to either move to the city or pay Elon Musk the money. But
one of the two.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do something. But either way, internet, but
they're trying to make it like a world, like it's a need.
Well, it is.
It's not.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about that. Okay.
How did we survive?
Okay, we're going off. We're going off on a tangent here, and we are going to talk about this. Okay, because the fact of the matter is yes, internet is almost a necessity anymore. And I mean almost by like 98%. Because everything is reliant on some type of cloud connectivity anymore. Apps, in order to sync across your devices, require that.
You don't need a device to survive, though.
Even to for people like.
I wish we could go back.
Well, but we're not. That's the problem. Banks are now pushing for you to use their apps.
Yeah.
A lot of them are actually closing branches.
Yeah.
Because they want you to use an app.
There's that Chime now, and
I mean, banking is going that way. Your telephone service. So a lot of, this is something I was just reading about today and talking about today. Voice over IP. Now, that, by the way, that is a Linux-based system, operating system. They're also Unix-based as well. But they use voice over internet protocol to talk, which is the same thing like when you're using Zoom or Jitsi or whatever, right? But they are connected to people's computers now. It used to be they were connected to a landline, and then you had a box in a room that actually had hardware in it that was hosting this PBX system, right? And now they're not doing that. Now they're actually going through the internet to an off-site cloud-based PBX system.
Yeah.
So businesses are now being dependent on this internet connectivity to be able to actually receive a freaking phone call. No more landlines.
Yeah.
Everything is moving to that. And so that's why T-Mobile did the push on providing broadband to all the areas that are not being served or underserved. And so's Verizon now, and T-Mobile, AT&T. And now you've got all these satellite people like Elon Musk who's trying to do the same thing. They're trying to bring the internet to the places in the world that don't have it, because everything is going that way, whether we want to acknowledge it or not.
Crazy.
I mean, that's just the way it is. I understand it right now, in this moment, you can live your life difficultly without a device. It's not going to be easy, but you could. But in 5 to 10 years, I think that is just not going to be a viable solution anymore.
Well, it's sad, how crippled we are by it. It's like, after World War I, you'd take 10 people, and they all knew how to survive out in the woods, fish, hunt, live off the land, take care of a wound. Now you grab 10 people, random people. I mean, how many of them know how to do any of that? Germinate seeds or take care of farm animals. I don't know. I think we're totally backpedaling and getting off topic of what we wanted to talk about. But.
No. We're not back. No, actually, that's really what I think, is actually something that people want to hear, because it's the truth. There are parts of the world that are going to be literally cut out if they don't catch up. And what supports it too is a perfect example is the device that 90% of the people, 99.9% of the people have in their pocket in order to communicate, which is the number one method of communicating. And I'm talking about a cell phone. Yeah. 20 years ago, a cell phone was a luxury item. It was big as heck. It was in a bag. They called it a brick phone. Okay. Had this mile-long antenna that you pulled out. And it was really considered the thing that people made jokes of.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People made jokes about it. And now it's actually a necessity. To be honest with you, I don't know who I would call to order a landline.
Comcast has it, right?
But that's not a landline. That's a voice over IP line.
Yeah, I know. My grandparents, Comcast just canceled it's all digital now. I remember that. Yeah, that happened last year.
That's voice over IP. It's literally done over the internet.
They don't do landlines anymore.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know who to call to order a landline on.
Yeah.
Used to be you'd call what was it, Ma Bell or whatever it was, or maybe AT&T. Yeah.
Forever. Yeah.
Yeah. You call them for a landline. Now you call AT&T. You order a cell phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the way that the world is going with technology. And unfortunately, that's what has become of the internet. Is that now it's taken it's the new cell phone of use. You know what I mean? Cell phones went from being a luxury item to actually being an actual viable necessity now.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. It's insane. But, you know, that's what we've done to ourselves in technology by making ourselves dependent on stuff. I did my 2 topics. Was there any other topic that you wanted to cover?
That was my 2 cents, man. That's all I got.
That's your 2 cents?
1 penny for each.
Well, I guess I saw your 2 cents and raised you another 2, right?
Did we get any viewers out of this, or are we live?
Yeah,
is this thing on?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah.
But no, nobody logged on. Nobody saw anything. I don't know why, but you know, it could be also dinner time or bedtime. People.
That's what I was saying. It was prime time.
Yeah.
Everybody's in their car listening to news talk
and all that kind of stuff. So on the West Coast, but on the East Coast,
yeah,
people were putting their kids to bed. It was after dinner. You know, that kind of stuff. So maybe we should work on maybe having this at a better time, maybe on the weekend or something like that.
I got a lot of, I just look at my viewers out of Bangladesh. It's like 0.4% people in Bangladesh are watching my game.
Those Bangladeshis are, I don't know how to call them.
They got smartphones over there? Like,
oh, come on, man. Yeah. Of course they have.
Do they got dial-up?
Bro.
Do they get Starlink for $84 or whatever?
I don't know any of these answers, but I'm telling you right now, yes, they're technologically advanced. They do have internet over there, and they also have cell phones.
Wow.
Okay?
You guys rock. Thanks for watching my videos, Bangladeshians.
You know,
I love them all. Come all.
I'm actually pretty popular in all places of the world. I've noticed
that's a trip, man.
In Brazil, a lot of people watch me, so hello to Brazil. Mexico, hello to Mexico. Buenos días, buenas noches, buenas tardes, cualquiera es lo que es. Que te toma un buen tiempo y muchas gracias para mirar nuestro canal. I just basically said, you know, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, and thank you for watching our channel in Spanish. Yes, I am bilingual. Trying to be trilingual. I'm learning Filipino.
All that and a bag of chips.
That's right. But anyhow, I do wish people a good night and a good evening. We're going to go ahead and end this podcast, and we're going to see about pinning down a better time to be online where we could reach people, and they don't have to watch us in the post-recording.
Well, last time we did it at this time, though, and we had 300 people, so it was like, just must be the end of the month. Everybody's scrambling to pay rent, and everybody's on the streets, man, working.
You're silly.
Gotta hit the streets, baby. This is the shortest month of the year. It was hard for me.
Silly.
I hope everybody else is having a better time than I am, and things only get better from here. You know, hard days are meant to make us appreciate the good ones.
You know what? It could have possibly been my fault too, because I'm looking. Wow.
That's what hard times are all about, though.
Yeah.
You know, you mess up in the studio, and it's all Alex's fault. Everybody blame him.
Well, no, somehow, by default, the privacy of this live stream was set to unlisted, and now I just made it public, so.
Oh.
Silly me, right? That's what I get for not checking off all the boxes before I went live. That's another learning experience, but either way, I'm going to wish everybody a good night, a good evening. It is now public, and so they should be able to watch the replay of it anytime. You guys stay safe, stay blessed. You guys keep doing what you do. You guys keep on Linuxing. And on behalf of Sean, you guys keep on gaming. Don't forget to go see him at Sean S6000 on YouTube.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah.
No problems.
And make sure that you guys like and subscribe, and also make sure you guys thumbs up his videos. By the way, this guy does all kinds of shorts too. I think he's addicted to shorts. And
the shorts are fun.
Some of them are funny. Some of them are like, what are you thinking? But either way, they're actually pretty good to watch.
You've been watching my shorts, huh?
I've been watching your shorts. Oh, we got one connected viewer. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, what up, buddy?
Who is it? Say hi. We were getting ready to sign off, but if you got something you want to talk to us about or you want to mention to us, let us know. I'm waiting. Type away. Type now. And they left. They just left.
You gave him too much pressure, man.
I did. Or maybe he has your type of connectivity.
Yeah, right.
He only has, what is it? 1.5 kilobits per second. Oh, this viewer's back on again. Got another one coming.
Yeah,
on.
3 megabytes is hard to live, man. It's rough.
I told you.
I wish I had other options, but it is what it is.
You do.
know?
Move.
Yeah.
Move to a much local, not local, but a much closer place to where the actual internet is. What you do, is you get on a map. Get on your service provider map. Pick a service provider, get on their map, and go right to the edge of where they service you at. Because that's still far enough out that you still live out there with the Sasquatches.
Hey, man, Philippines sounds pretty good right now.
Well, come on, baby, let's go, man. I got a place.
I'm down with that.
I got a place.
Let's go.
Yeah. It says we got a concurrent viewer, but they haven't. Oh, Bob Marley just trying to update the Zoran kernel. What's up, Bob? Zoran kernel, are you updating it by compiling it, or is it a new release that they just released? Because I think they dropped a new release.
So, anyways, this is the YouTube. What did we end up calling this?
Oh, we don't know.
Tough tech guys?
Yeah, no.
Tough tech tips?
No, talking tech tips or something, or tech tip talks. That's what it was.
Okay.
Tech tip talks, but we're not sure if that's the name. We're trying to come up with a name for it. If you guys can suggest one, that'd be great too. We'd like to see, get a little input on you guys. Bob Marley, Linux kernel and Zoran 6.0. Got you. So are you trying to get to 6.0 or 6.1 or 6.2? I don't think 6.2 is out. I can't remember. And how's that updating going? Taking a while? What are you doing it on? Sean's over here playing what is that? Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm doing
GTA 5?
Playing with 3 other people online. If you're listening.
Using Ubuntu.
Hello. Shauna 6000, buddy.
Oh, Bob Marley says he's using Ubuntu and a kernel manager to get to 6.0. Got you.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the specs on your PC, if you don't mind my asking? And thank you for joining our chat tonight, brother.
Was he typing?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's in the live chat. If you were in the live chat, you would see that too.
No, we didn't get that set up this time.
Well, Sean is driving a truck across.
I'm just riding shotgun, baby. Let him do all the work. I drive for a living, so.
Oh, you're just riding shotgun.
Any chance I get, I just ride along. Let your friends drive. Just buckle up for safety,
Sure. Man,
Yeah.
safety. I've seen you drive. You know what, man? You're actually.
Don't say it.
Come on, man.
I just got fired, man. Come on.
You don't even know what I was going to say.
I
man.
know. I'm just kidding.
Actually, you're a very attentive driver, and you drive well, actually.
Thank you.
And I'm normally apprehensive when I'm in the passenger seat with most people because I enjoy my life. I like to live.
I take it pretty seriously since it's my career.
Yeah.
I never want to hurt anybody or myself. I even in like an accident that wouldn't be my fault would just totally ruin my life. I'd probably never be able to drive anything again. It was like just or at least for a while. It would really scar me. So it's something I take very seriously. I drive huge trucks and trailers, heavyweight stuff. I move heavy equipment. I've done it all. So, and it happens so fast. Stuff happen. Me driving safe can't even stop it sometimes. But it's it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't. They don't call it an accident for a reason. I mean, otherwise they'd call it on purpose, right? Bob Marley responded, and he said he has 12 gigs of RAM.
Ooh, baby.
GPU uses some of the RAM to substitute. Some regular RAM is a graphical RAM, and forgot the name of the weird onboard GPU. How old is it, this motherboard? And is it a desktop or laptop?
That 12 gigs ain't a lot, huh?
Well, it depends. In the Linux world, you'd be surprised. It actually is a lot. I mean, Linux is light. Well, it's starting to become a little bit more resource hungry, but it's still very mild as compared to Mac and Windows. But either way, 12 gigs of RAM is actually quite a bit. He responded, it's a desktop and it's DDR4 RAM.
Oh, so, wow.
Are you 15 or 32 megahertz? Do you know what your clock speed is? Yeah, he's got better. Your other crappy Dell desktop is freaking DDR3. Yep. Which, by the way, probably is worth more than the entire computer. Because old sticks of RAM are, he said, not sure. All right. The old sticks of RAMs are worth a lot of money.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, because most of them get burnt out or broke or they're destroyed or thrown out.
DDR4 is
and
cheaper,
it's an HP, he said, desktop. and so, they get thrown out or whatever, and so they become a hot commodity. When I worked at the computer store, that was one of the things that people would come in for is old sticks of RAM all the time. Because
they burn out, huh?
Well, they burn out. They get old, they burn out. And also, you just... People, wanted to upgrade their computer, and because it was so old, you couldn't get a hold of them. So that, older RAM is definitely more expensive, but it's not any better. The best type of RAM, in my opinion, would be the ECC because it's error correcting. That's what's used in a lot of your servers and stuff like that. You have less glitches, less, stuff that happens, on the RAM side of, software because of it. So it's expensive, but not every motherboard takes it, not like DDR4, DDR5. So, but I think the new DDR5, I was watching a video, I can't remember, and I was reading also, but I think the new DDR5, I think you can get in, or it already has like an error correcting module in it. So it's a lot better. So that's a good thing to look forward to on the new DDR5.
So he's not using flat packs. He's actually going through.
Who, on Zorin?
The terminal.
You mean you're talking about Bob Marley?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I don't know that he's using. No, he's updating Zorin, the kernel. It's not a flat pack. That's the actual base of the.
So he's going through the terminal.
Yeah, he's going through the terminal, man.
Oh wow.
Unlike you, he's not afraid to get in the terminal.
He's got it down then.
He's got skills.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's made it to that level.
Yeah, but actually, no. He said that he's using the Ubuntu kernel manager, which is, I believe, a GUI, kind of like your Manjaro kernel manager, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's got to restart to see if it worked. If I return, my Zorin is up to 6.0. Well, Mr. Bob Marley, we're going to go ahead and sign off anyhow. Thank you for tuning in, and I wish you the best of luck. Post on here once you get back up if, in fact, it did work. I'm curious to know, and I hope it went well. Either way, take care, have a good night, and keep on Linuxing.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Peace out.
Peace.